There's a premise we've talked about for a video for some time now, and especially in this sort of season of auction results and public transactions, there's always this question of like, what is a record for each specific car? And we're seeing records set in almost every auction that shows up, and I think these auction companies are trying to be the places where those records happen. But the private transactions in many cases represent better cars than have ever been available publicly.
100%. And you also, because people are chasing very specific cars, so you'll see these numbers transact purely because a seller could say, no, I'm not taking that. No, I have to have that car.
So in your experience, what is the percentage-based difference between a car that comes to market naturally and sells for what it sells for versus the premium you have to pay when you go fishing for a specific spec car?
I mean, it is, I will say, it's tough to say, like the actual amount, but I found that, the best of the best can sometimes bring a premium of 100%, 200% based on provenance. I mean, the best example of that, if we're going to jump right in now, would be Ferruccio Lamborghini's personal Lamborghini Countach, an LP400S Series 2 car, so a low body car that sold just under 3 million or around 3 million. It wasn't a published result. I know it was over 2 million, it was under 3 million. At a time when that similar car maybe was 500,000 to 700,000. This was a few years ago. And then for another very specific car, a car that we had, the price was in excess of a $2 million LP400S Countach Series 1 car. Now, best of the best preservation car, unique color. But again, you could say that at that point, LP400S is the best examples were trading between $1 million and $1.2 million, $1.3 million. So again, almost 100% premium because of mileage, color, and just the provenance of a specific car.
So let's run through the submodels of each. So when we look at Miuras, you've got P400, P400S, and SV.
Yep.
So what is the record publicly for each and then privately for each, would you think?
So I think for a P400 today, it's probably like 2.4 to 2.5. I would say an S, I've heard of cars just under $3 million for an S example, a non, most Miuras, I don't know if people realize this, most Countaches and Miuras were red. So I actually love the cars in red. I think they look great. But if you want a non-red car, there is a massive premium to pay. When you're talking about a Miura, you're talking about a Countach, because just historically 40 to 60% were always red.
And then we just saw at Broad Arrow Amelia, a blue Miura SV, gorgeous survivor car, 6.6?
6.6 million. That car was originally silver as well. So someone's most likely gonna paint the car back to its original color. It was a survivor car though. Original leather interior, paint was not really survivor, maybe under the blue paint. And if you went into a microcosm, and I signed NDAs, and I can't technically talk about it, but a few years ago we sold a Miura SVJ based on the price of another Miura SVJ, and let's call it a Miura SVJ at that point, one of the 5 cars ever built, depends who you ask, 4 or 5, was $10 to $15 million. So again, no Miura SVJ I don't think ever has traded publicly for at least 20 years. I think Nicolas Cage's car did sell publicly many, many years ago. But again, I would say that would be premium on a Miura SV. I've heard of rumors today of a Miura SV trading just under 7 post the Broad Arrow sale.
Okay.
So again, it's that mixture of public and private that are right there. Occasionally really great cars do make it in auction hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if we go into Countaches, you got the earliest cars are the 500Ss or the Periscopio?
So it's LP400 Periscopio.
Okay.
Man, that's the only variant of any modern supercar that I would say has gone down in value historically. About 6 or 7 years ago, you had records between $1.8 and $2 million for those cars, privately and publicly. And since then, cars have really struggled to sell. Now, most are in actually very poor examples, which is odd. I don't see a lot of those cars being restored. Only 150 for the world. I think the last public example was like 1112. There was a private sale for like 1.5. But those cars have struggled. I actually think, I believe in them though. So it's shocking. That's like the only car of this generation of cars that's actually gone down in value.
And you mentioned the Series 2 car.
Series
Ferruccio's
1
car.
and Series 2 cars, yes.
So Ferruccio's car would be the record car for a Series 2.
Well over $2 million. And for a few special Countaches in that, LP400S Series 1, Series 2, I have offered over $2 million.
Wow. And the Series 3 don't do quite as much because those are the high body cars, right?
Now it's funny, that's a high body car, but historically, the Series 3 cars have done amazing at auction. Some really nice restored examples have brought all right around $1 million. There's been a few sales. The famous green car sold publicly long time ago at almost $1 million. So, colors are everything.
Yep.
A green LP400S, even though it's a high body car, brought a world record by far then, almost double what a standard LP400S would bring.
And then next would be the 5000Ss?
5000S, which seemed, I would say, overall, there was a result. DK Engineering had a white car that sold at RM Sotheby's Monterey 3 years ago that did $1 million, white, low miles. RM Sotheby's Amelia Island, a white-red car, pearl white on red, struggled at like 830, which was shocking. But I have seen a restored, off-market, unique color a 5000S trade for about 1.250. So that's today for a 5000S. That's probably the premium, but again, it's color.
Now, those are downdraft examples that are bringing peak money, right?
Downdraft would be the next. So 5000 QV would be downdraft. Yep. And then those, the Patrick Mimran car a few years ago, which Patrick Mimran was the CEO of Lamborghini. He owned Lamborghini in the 80s. There were rumors years ago that car traded. It's now in Europe. It traded for around 1.5 or 1.6. There were a few other downdrafts, unique colors that traded around 1.5, 1.6. I think we have a downdraft fully restored, a one-off color. We're going to ask around 1.5 when that car is finished. So I think that's probably the premium for a downdraft today. Numerous downdrafts have traded between 900,000 and $1.2 million in that range. Again, every single car I've mentioned, it's color.
Now, so I understand, so after the Series 3 cars came the 5000S or the 500S?
So 5000S.
Yep.
It was also known as, for a little period of time, some people call it a 500S in Europe or a 5S even on a few cars, but it's really the 5000S. They were all carbureted, side draft European cars. There was a few, like 29, that were fuel injected for the US. Those cars really struggle to sell. Those cars historically have traded between 400,000 and 500,000.
So a US injected car is the lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low
Is
today.
the cheapest Countach you could get into right now.
I agree.
Understood. Yeah. Okay. And like Demuro's is a carbed US car.
Well, it was brought into the US, but it's a carbed European car. It was born as a European car.
And there were only 16 US downdrafts?
Okay, so downdraft depends if you look at how you look at the numbers. The rumor was between, let's call it 20 and 30. I think it's closer to 30. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. And then 25th anniversary record would be?
I would say probably the RM sale, 1.2 million or 1.275. It was a black with white low mileage car, downdraft anniversary, a European car. Wolf of Wall Street. Famous Wolf of Wall Street white car that we sold with RM Sotheby's. I think it was just under 1.6. That would be the ultimate, a record for a 25th anniversary, not a record for a Countach.
Fantastic. Getting into the Diablos, certainly the wheelhouse here at Curated. For an early car, what's the most you've seen? I guess you'd categorize like a 91 to 93 two-wheel drive car as kind of the first?
Yes. Good question. I've heard of some sales. There was a note like a 10-mile car, a 16-mile car that traded around 700,000. Right. Publicly, I think 400,000 to 600,000. At auction we've seen for very, very low mileage cars.
And if you just wanted to buy a Diablo as cheap as you could, that would be the $250,000 car that you could probably find somewhere else.
Over 800 cars produced. Yeah. You can find them. They're readily available. I think the cheapest I've ever seen let's say in the last 5 years is 130,000, 140,000. Yeah.
Yeah. makes sense. And still a wonderful car to drive, very simple.
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah. And then we go into the SEs, would be, and the VTs came about the same time, but they released the SE30
Yes.
before the VT.
Correct.
So the just SE30 non-Yoda, the record would be what?
I would say probably just under 2 million today. RM set a record publicly at 1,672. The record privately, I mean, I know of people that have offered over 2 million for very special cars. Those have not transacted. The sellers don't wish to sell at the moment. And I would see that car, you know, the Yoda example being, you know, 2.5 to 3.5 today. It's very possible. There haven't been any that have transacted there yet. I think the highest transaction I've heard of was like 2 million something.
Yeah.
I have offered more than that for. I've offered, I think 2.4 or 2.5 million dollars, and no one has taken my offer yet.
And then a 94, 95 VT car.
I mean, those historically have sort of people misunderstood. It's actually a great car.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty rare too. Mm-hmm. I think the highest result I've ever heard privately was like 700. Publicly was like 5 something. 490, 500.
There we go.
Yep.
And then you get into the Roadsters.
Roadsters have struggled, which doesn't make sense. I think publicly, was it like 700?
Which one would have done that? I mean, that feels right, but I'm trying to think of which car actually rang the bell that hard.
I think it was on Bring a Trailer.
There you go.
And it started with a 6. Very nice car.
We'll look that one up. Have you heard of any extraordinary cars?
What's wild is today there's not many people taking offers.
Sure.
You know, so you could have an event years ago, the lowest mileage car in the US, one of the last cars made, pearl yellow and black and yellow. I actually offered the owner years ago. I offered him $700,000, and he said no. You could say that's $1 million today.
Sure. And then we get into the SVs. You probably have the record with the special yellow car.
Yeah, I mean that car. You know, after we sold it, somewhere under $1 million, we got numerous offers over $1 million. So we left a lot of money on the table, but that's okay. It's with a great family.
That's also happened to every other car you've ever sold.
Yeah, that is the best one though, by
Yeah.
far. Yeah, I've heard of rumors of European SVs, early SVs in unique colors selling over 700 to 800,000. Again, it's a color, you know.
For sure.
It's based on color.
And you recently set a 6.0 record.
So we set 2 6.0 records back to back.
Okay.
You know, I can't give you an exact number, but it was close to 1.5, and it was, we had, I think back to back we had the best 6.0s. We were very lucky. We had the lowest mileage left in the U.S., the blue on cream car. We had the second lowest mileage left, the red on cream car, 800 miles. Then we had the last Diablo ever made, the white on red 6.0 with like 5,000 miles. So all of those cars, over $1 million. They broke all records completely. And those were all private sales that happened very quickly. I think the highest public sale would be the green car. Stunning one of one Verde Hydra,
Yep.
Which was like 894, I think.
Something like that. All great examples. And then the record for a GT today.
I think the record for a GT, I've heard rumors at 3 million for a very low mileage black car.
Okay.
I believe it because I tried to buy it, I couldn't get it. But I think GTs will, you know, I'm making offers that are big today for very, very special cars. So I don't know if that will be the record for too much longer.
There we go. And we get into Mercies. And we'll probably stop it here for the, rather than go into Aventadors. But for early cars, we just saw a record on Bring a Trailer for an 18,000 mile Verde Ithaca car at 680,000 plus the fee.
That's a record.
It is. I don't know if I've heard of 02 to 04 manual car bring more than that. No, but I think there's plenty of other cars that could easily bring that if they were to transact.
Yes.
But that was an extraordinary example.
Yes.
The Verde Ithaca Premium is probably $200,000, and I think that would flow across every other variant.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the color.
Yep.
We start to go into the 0506 cars, and I think the record's actually lower because it'd be also a green bring a trailer car at 5.25
Yes.
publicly.
Yes.
But there have been several cars to transact beyond that.
Yes, 0506 definitely. And then obviously Roadsters definitely. I mean, Roadsters have passed definitely 780,000, 800,000, numerous public results as well.
And then we get into manual LP640s. The coupes would be record about 1.8.
So I would say the record is about 1.8. I think that will be broken very soon. There's numerous people, collectors today, looking for cars. People are not taking, offers. And then for Roadsters, I thought that we had the record, and then it was, I think, recently broken again, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's only 16.
That's right.
So,
that's right. Which should be, and there's a guy fishing around that anybody who will listen to him with a nicer car than mine for $3 million.
Correct.
Two of them actually trying to buy cars right now, and they can't. So I think that probably the highest real transactions 2.8.
Yes.
But if
Correct.
there are certainly cars that are eligible to bring more than that if they were to actually go to market.
Yes.
And then you would have set the record moving the brown manual SV.
We sold in, obviously, Supercar Ron. We had to ship the car back to Europe, and then we owned the car in Europe for about 2-3 months. And we ended up selling that for a record. It was just under 5. And that car, I think today, I've tried to buy it for 6 or 7 back, and I cannot. So that car will set, whatever it may be, it'll set some insane record.
Goodness gracious. And then the record for an E-Gear SV was also set fairly recently, a very extraordinary example of the car in a one-of-one color.
Yep.
And that was, what, 1819?
Yes.
There is so much velocity in the marketplace, but there is also a lot of inertia. And the fact that each of these cars represents such a spectrum of values means there are still ways to get in cheaper.
Yeah.
And that's what people tend to do. They'll buy the one they can afford, trade up, trade up, trade up, as I certainly have. And I couldn't buy any of my stuff now, but it's the culmination of a whole bunch of trades,
Yes.
a whole bunch of flips and
Yes.
things like that. But today's video is brought to you by Auto Tempest and their price trends tool. That is this whole discussion distilled into a website where you can see the transactions of whatever car you've got, looking at, and you can see how the prices have changed in the prior years, so you know exactly where they're headed and exactly what to offer. It is the best way to become the shrewdest negotiator imaginable and get the best deal by seeing all the results in one place on Auto Tempest.